So for this evening, we are going to need a belt or a yoga strap if you have one. And then we're also going to need a pillow or a blanket or a bolster, just something to give you a little bit of extra cushion underneath you. And that's all you'll need. So if you don't have any of those things, no worries. You can still totally do this practice. But if you do have them, even better. So we are going to get on our mats here. Those of you who are tuning in live, I really appreciate it. Those of you who are showing up on your mat later on, I hope that you enjoy your holiday this week. So we're going to start out on our back. If you have a pillow or a blanket or a bolster, go ahead and slide that behind you. You want it to be lengthwise on your mat, and then you're just going to go ahead and tuck your hips up to that. Take your knees open, and then relax down. Take the palms up towards the ceiling. And from here, just start to tune into your breath. Just saying how you're feeling this evening before the hustle and bustle. Take a deep inhale, fill up low belly, low ribs, upper ribs, all the way into the base of your throat. And from there, open your mouth, exhale, let something go. A deep breath in. As you breathe in, allow the chest to expand. Allow low belly to expand. And as you exhale, just allow your body to sink a little deeper into your prop, into the floor. At any point this is uncomfortable on the knees or the hips, you can always straighten the legs here. Whatever feels best in your body. Be here for several more breaths, just allowing ourselves to settle in. Many of us just got off work. We're going to enjoy the evening, finding gratitude in everything that we've accomplished so far this year, everything that's still to come. A few more breaths here. Relax your fingers, relax your toes. It's a great pose to come back to anytime you're just needing a little bit extra love, allowing your heart to be a little bit more open, helping yourself find more opportunities for positivity, for growth. One more big breath in. And at the end of your exhale, glide your knees back to touch, and then gently roll off to your side, just enough that you can slide your bolster out from underneath you or your pillow, whatever you have, and then come back onto your back. If you have a belt or a strap, you're going to go ahead and grab that. If not, I'll cue you differently. From here, you're going to open up belt or strap, and you're going to take this around your foot. Now we want this to be gentle, so keeping the other knee bent here, extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. If you don't have a strap, you can always just keep that lifted leg bent and grab behind hamstrings or maybe behind the calf, just depending on how you're feeling this evening. I'm going to use a strap because I have one. And then as I start to pull the toes towards me, I really want to think about drawing that right thigh bone down to the floor, allowing myself to feel really grounded here. Allowing the shoulders to be soft. Again, even if that lifted leg is bent, totally fine. Take a few breaths, pressing the heel towards the ceiling. At the end of your next exhale, nice and gentle, you're going to open towards the right-hand side. If it's accessible to you, you can drop that elbow towards the floor. I'm going to switch sides just so you can see what I'm doing. You can take the elbow to the floor. Otherwise, just keeping that leg lifted, keeping the elbow lifted, just finding a little bit of a stretch through that inner thigh. Again, pressing through the heel. Letting that left leg, the bent knee, just be your grounding grounding limb, essentially. Be that weight to hold you at neutral. And on your inhale, you'll take it back up to center. From here, you're going to release your strap, straighten your left leg, and then on your exhale, you're going to take the leg across the body. Now, if you need more support, you can always take that blanket or that pillow underneath that knee. Really working both shoulders towards the mat, even if one's lifted, still aiming in that direction. Neck is neutral for this one here, just gazing up towards the ceiling or looking in the same direction as the bent knee. With each inhale, allow the spine to lengthen, the chest to expand. With each exhale, allow yourself to just settle a little deeper into this twist. This is a great pose. All of these are great poses if you sit at a desk a lot to relieve low back, the hips. The end of your next exhale, glide yourself back to center. And then take that right foot down. Again, keep the knee bent, and we're just going to switch sides here. So grabbing your strap or your belt, extend your leg up towards the ceiling. And if you don't have that, just grabbing behind the hamstrings or the calf. Strap can be in the same hand, so left hand, left leg. Just allowing the toes to pull back towards you, heel to press towards the ceiling, even if that knee is bent. It's not about how deep can you go, it's about can you find new sensation, new space. Spread the toes wide, allow the shoulders to be heavy. And again, at the end of your exhale, you're just going to take that leg open to the side. Elbow can come down if that's accessible to you. The foot that's still on the floor, that leg, that hip is kind of rooting you back down to keep you neutral. Really reaching through the heel, finding that stretch through the inner thigh. And then your next inhale, take it back up to center. Release the strap. Straighten your right leg. And then as you bend your left knee, it's going to go up and over. Twist. Again, you can take that to a bolster, to a block if you have one. Head and neck stay neutral here, just gazing up towards the ceiling or in the same direction as the bent knee. Inhaling to feel the chest expand, span across the shoulders. Exhale to twist just a touch deeper. Finding gratitude in the stillness, in the extra space. At the end of your exhale, take it back up to center. This time, tuck both knees into the chest. You might rock side to side here. And then roll all the way off to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. From here, crossing the legs. And then your inhale, sweep the arms high, palms to touch. Exhale, draw hands to heart center. Do that 2 more times. Inhale to reach, maybe lift the gaze. Exhale to lower. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Take the right hand behind you. Left hand is going to come to the right knee. Inhale as you sit tall. Exhale as you twist. Really gentle. Allowing the hands to root you down, but not using them to pull. You just want to allow everything to settle towards the floor. If it's okay on the neck, you can gaze over that back shoulder. And gently release that. Switch sides. So left hand comes behind you. Right hand to the knee. Inhale. Sit nice and tall. Switch the cross of the legs. And then on your exhale, twist. Allowing the shoulders to drop. Maybe take the gaze over the back shoulder. And on your exhale, take it back to center. All right, from here, we're going to come to tabletop. We're keeping it pretty low tonight, so nothing fancy. If this is uncomfortable on the knees at all, you can always add a blanket underneath the knees here. Feet untucked, so you just want to be on the tops of the feet here. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. On your inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale as you push the ground away, round the upper back, tuck the chin. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale as you round. And then finding some organic movements here. As you inhale, lift, and then as you exhale, shift the hips back. Find a stretch through one side body. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, switch sides. So hips go back, stretch through the side body. And then take this into nice big circles. So as you sink the hips back, shift off to one side, forward, shift off to the opposite side. Couple rounds like that. And then next time you come to the back, switch directions. One more round. And come back to neutral. Bring the toes to touch, take the knees wide, sink the hips back to the heels. Walk your hands forward as you send the chest down. If you want a little bit more support here, you can add that blanket or that bolster or that pillow back in and just allow yourself to settle in. Maybe take the palms up, close the eyes. And next exhale, turn your head in the opposite direction. And walk yourself back up. Slide your prop off your mat. If you used one, take your right foot forward, low lunge. If you have blocks, you're welcome to use them. Just working towards a 90-90 here. So we're not taking a really big, deep lunge here, just a little bit to get into the hips. Inhale as you shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Not enough to straighten the front leg, just enough to get a little dynamic movement. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to tabletop, and we'll just switch sides from there. That left foot steps forward, working towards that squared off lunge. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, come off. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, back out just a little bit. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Coming back to that tabletop again. Opening up through the upper back a little bit more. Inhale, reach your left arm high. And on your exhale, you're going to thread that arm through, drop your shoulder down to the mat. You can stay here, or you can reach that right arm up over the ear. So if you take that full twist and walk it up over the ear, and you have a little bit more space to go, you can even walk it over to the left-hand side of your mat. Couple more breaths. Each inhale finding length through the spine. The end of your next exhale, bringing yourself back up to neutral. And switch sides. So inhale, right arm reaches high. Exhale as you thread it through. Allow the shoulder to drop down to the floor. You might add on by taking that left arm up over the ear. If that's too much on the shoulder, you can always just keep that left hand in front of the chest. Closing your eyes down, allowing the upper back to find a little bit more space with each breath in. At the end of your next exhale, unwind. Come back to a seat. We're going to take a variation on half pigeon or figure four here. I really like this variation, especially if you have any discomfort in the knees, because it's a little bit softer. You're not putting all of your body weight onto it. So you're going to cross, both knees are going to be bent about hip width distance apart. You're going to cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And all that's going to happen here in your figure four is you're just going to gently press that knee forward. As you press the knee forward, lift the chest. If you really need to go deeper, the foot that's on the floor is going to start to walk towards you as you lift the chest more. If you need less, you just walk that foot forward, and it gives you more space. Couple more breaths here. Allowing the hips to be rooted down. Finding some grounding. Allowing the breath to be soft. And then on your exhale, bend your elbows to give yourself more space. Uncross. Switch sides. Right ankle crosses over. That knee just gently presses forward as you lift the chest. It's not unusual to be different side to side. So if you find that you have a little less space on this side, you can walk the foot on the floor forward. If you have a little more space, you can tuck it in. Whatever feels best in your body. Foot that's crossed over the thigh, keep that ankle active, pulling the toes towards your knee. One more breath in. And then exhale, bend the elbows, gently uncross. From here, we're going to come back onto our back. I'm going to take it from this direction so you guys can see me. You want knees to touch, feet wide, arms wherever is most comfortable for you. I like my palms up. And then you're just going to start to windshield wiper the feet, or knees from side to side. Next time you come to the left, pause. If you want a little bit more stretch across the front of the hip, you're going to hook your left foot up on top of your right thigh, and you're just gently going to guide that knee forward. That right hip will lift off the floor a bit. And then uncross. Switch sides to the right. Cross your right foot on top of your left knee, and just gently guide that knee forward. With each inhale, finding more length across the front of the hip, allowing that left hip to lift off the floor. And then uncross, come back to center. From here, we're going to take one round of bridge. We're going to take this a little bit less of an intense bridge. So I want you to reach to the outer edges of your mat. So as you walk your feet in, about hip width distance, plant your heels down. And on your inhale, you're just going to lift your hips. Not your deepest bridge ever. Pull the mat down towards your heels. You may walk the shoulder blades closer together if that feels good. If that's too much, just untuck them. Keeping the neck neutral here. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Another deep breath in as you pull the hands down towards the feet. And then an exhale as you lower back down. Tuck your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. We're going to reach for happy baby. If you can reach your feet, awesome. If not, grab your calves, or you might even just tuck your hands behind your knees, whatever is most accessible for you. You're aiming the knees towards the underarms and aiming to stack the ankles over the knees. Wherever you can be, that your hips can still be heavy towards the ground. Even if they don't touch, you just want the energy and the weight moving in that direction and allowing your shoulders to relax. So if your shoulders are really rounded and lifted, walk your hands further down your legs. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths. With each exhale, just allowing the weight to anchor you down to the floor. At the end of your next exhale, gently release the feet and lower the feet down. You want to be able to access a wall. I'm going to use a window, so hopefully I don't go through it. I tried this earlier and I didn't, so that's good. But you want to be able to access a wall or something that's solid enough. If you have a chair, you can do this with legs up a chair. Either variation totally works. So get yourself as close to the wall as you can hips to the wall, and then you're just going to walk your feet up the wall. We're going to start with our knees bent here, and you're going to do similar variation to that figure 4 we did earlier. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Again, allowing the hips to be heavy towards the floor and just gently pressing the knee forward. Wherever you come to, start to kind of bring something to mind that you're grateful for, something different maybe than you thought of at the beginning of your practice. Sometimes there's a lot of outside influences that can attract our attention away from what really matters. It's really easy to get swept up in the hullabaloo. So taking this time over the next few days as you find time for yourself, for family, for your loved ones, for your pets, whoever that might be to you. And remembering what your reasons are. What are your reasons for waking up every day? What are your reasons for going through all the trials that you may have in life? What is it that motivates you to come out the other side? Gently uncross and switch sides. Across your left ankle, over your right knee. And just gently gliding that knee forward. Whatever these reasons are for the gratitude that you find in your life, keep them in mind as you go over the next few days, anytime you feel challenged, anytime something comes up that might be uncomfortable. Remind yourself what it is in life that brings you joy, brings you peace, on or off your mat. One of the reasons we're keeping this short tonight is because I think that it's really important to take time for ourselves, but I also know that it's hard to find the time in the day. And I think it's important to remember that you should take advantage of those quick moments. It doesn't always have to be an hour practice. Gently uncross. And then just extend your legs up the wall. Maybe take the feet up hip width distance apart. I'm just going to be here for the remainder of class, just a few moments. At any point you need to sneak out and head back to life, please do. Otherwise, you can take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Take a deep breath in, fill up low belly, allow that hand to lift. Low ribs, upper ribs, allowing the top hand to lift. And as you exhale, that top hand lowers and bottom hand lowers. And I encourage you here as you settle into your final pose. With each deep inhale, can you find an even longer exhale? If counting is something that helps you focus, inhaling for a count of 5. See if you can exhale for a count of 7. Whatever that looks like in your body. Few more breaths here. Again, bringing back to mind what it is that brings you joy, brings you peace, even if it's hard to find sometimes. What are you thankful for? At the end of your next exhale, release the hands, bend the knees, slowly roll to one side. Pause here on your side, thanking your body for supporting you in your practice. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your forehead towards your fingertips. For those of you joining me live, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives before the holiday to enjoy a moment of peace on your mat with me. For those of you watching the replay, I hope that this hit something in your life, touched on something that you needed. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you all. I'm so grateful to all of those of you who joined me. This is a new adventure, so hopefully it went okay. Leave me a comment, let me know, so I know what I can change later. I will be doing regular yoga classes live on YouTube at least every Wednesday. I'm going to try and add a few other days, so if you have not subscribed,